Nope. Sorry. Nothing.
Trinket for your good lady, all crafted by the great Aorlan, Grey Mane himself.
If you're looking for a challenge, you've come to the right place. A few drinks, a few laughs, and a contest. What could be better? Ha! We'll see about that. This is a special brew. Very strong stuff. Let's get started. I'll start round one. Down the hatch. Your turn. One down, my friend, one down. And another one for me. And how about you? So says you. I think I've hit my limit on these things. Tell you what, one more and you win the contest. Wow. You've really done it. The staff is yours. You know, you're a fun person to drink with. I know this great little place where the wine flows like water. We should head there. Hey, you don't look so good.
Wake up. That's right. It's time to wake up, you drunken blasphemer. I see. So, you don't remember fondling the statuary then? I'm guessing you also don't remember coming in here and blathering incoherently about marriage or a goat. Which means you don't remember losing your temper and throwing trash all over the temple. Well, you were deep in your cups when you got here. You were ranting, but most of it was slurred. You said something about Rorikstead. What? Devella's blessing to you.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords.
Don't suppose you can chant my sword. Got old legs you barely cut bucket.
Isn't there some business you should be tending to?
I'm sorry, Bruce. I just flinching.
Pound dust out of your eye. It'll break me.
Out of my way, kinsman.
What can I do for you? Well, you are lovely. A heathen. Lovely. Oh, don't put on that angry look. I'm just teasing you. Yeah.
Traveling city of Markarth. Where do you want to go? That's fine. All right then.
drink too much? This is the Old Rolden Inn. Clean beds and strong drink. Watch your tongue, stranger. We don't take back talk in this inn.
You'll be looking to rent Tiber Septim's room, I take it? That's right. In the Second Era, Tiber Septim himself led the army that conquered Old Hroldan from the barbarians of the Reach. Septim would later found the empire that united Tamriel, but his first known battle and victory was right here. And this inn has the very bed the great general slept in on his first night as Old Hroldan's liberator, as good as it was hundreds of years ago. Have a good rest. It's the big room with the double bed. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know. If there's anything else you need.
I work for Eildin. Yes?
I've been waiting for you, Hjalti. Hjalti? Is that you? I've been waiting. You promised me, Hjalti. You promised that when we sacked Folden, you would make me your sworn brother. And I've waited. Even after the enemy's arrows dug into my chest and their hammers crushed my bones, I've waited. Give me your sword, Hjalti, that we may become brothers, as you promised. I long to taste battle again. You don't remember me, Hjalti? 2 campaigns we served together. You saved my life time and time again.
Get your thieving hands off that! Not impressed! I cannot best you! Have you given my idea any more thought? You said you'd let me know yesterday, and that obviously didn't happen.
Oh, I don't know. Yes, we'd make more money, but I don't like the idea of you traveling alone out there with a war and talk of dragons.
Come on now, we discussed that. I wouldn't be traveling all of Skyrim. It'd just be to Whiterun and back, that's it.
Tomorrow. I'll let you know tomorrow.
You've got a lot of nerve showing yourself in this town again. What do you have to say for yourself?
Sorry's not good enough. Not while my Gleda's still out there alone and afraid. You kidnapped her and sold her to that giant. You're damn right it does. I'll never breed another prize-winning goat like Gleda. And don't you think of coming back to Rorikstead until you get her back from that giant. You didn't seem to need either to sell Gleda to the giant in the first place. I think you'll figure it out. You really don't remember stealing a goat and selling her to a giant? Are you thick? Go get her! At least she's bound to follow you back. You smell just like the fermented feet she likes. You mentioned something like that when you were running off with my goat. Tell you what, you bring back my goat, and maybe I'll give a damn about your staff. Until next time.
Fools! Fus! Did you see those guards? Get out of line and you'll have them to deal with.
Name's Ennis. You talked to Reldith yet? Gladder! And not a scratch on her. Happy day! I still can't figure out why you stole her. You left a note explaining it, but half of it was gibberish and the rest had mead spilled on it. Only bit I could make out was repaying Isolde in Whiterun, and even that's mostly scribbles. Guess you could try there.
If you're thinking of setting up to farm, you picked the right place. Have you met Rorik? He owns these lands, and it's from him that our village gets its name. We've been friends for many years now. Rorik fought for the Empire in the Great War. He was gravely wounded, and so was brought before me. I was a healer then, you see. We were as close as kinsmen, and when Rorik returned home, I came with him. I'm happy to spend my twilight years here with my good friend. Secret? What makes you think there's a secret? There are no secrets here, my curious friend. Our prosperity is simply the result of hard work, good fortune, and the blessings of the gods. How can we? We're a community of farmers, not fighting men. If not for the war, we might have enough guards in the hold to protect the settlements. That the dragons should return now is most unfortunate. Until next time.
I wish I could be an inventor like you. If you beat up my sister, wherever I want, I won't tell. Joanne?
If you need a meal or room, I've got both.
Do yourself a favor and don't have children.
You look like you've seen your share of adventure.
At all.
I envy you that. In fact, maybe you can help me with something. I want to be an adventurer like you. My father says I can't. He says he needs me to stay here and work the farm. And even if he did let me be an adventurer, we couldn't afford to buy armor. His name is Mralki, and he's the innkeeper here. I hope you could change his mind. Thank you. I can't stand the thought of being trapped in this village for the rest of my days.
only take
My son? Eric? What about him? Did something happen? Is he all right? But the world is a dangerous place. Eric has no idea what he's getting himself into. What's more, he's got no armor. I'll have to save up the money for it. You would give your own coin to help my son? I'm moved by your compassion. Your kind deed will not go unrewarded, my friend. Tell Eric I've changed my mind and will visit Whiterun soon to fit him for armor.
If you've got some Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but Juan's the one who deals with people. I'm afraid I lost my charm years ago. Yes, that's right. Look around you. Most of the lands you see are mine. Most of this I purchased while my comrades were fighting in the south, helping the Empire against the Aldmeri Dominion. Back then, nothing would grow here, and so the land was worthless. Now, thanks to the hard work and the gods' blessings, our farms prosper. Not yet, anyway, though it certainly could. With most of the Hold's fighting men committed to the war, there are fewer swords to keep the road safe from brigands and wild beasts. And of course, as the war drags on and supplies run low, our ample fields and stores of food will make a tempting target for desperate men. The best we can hope for is a swift end to the conflict. The longer the war goes on, the worse it will be for all of us, I'm afraid. Aye, that I did. I commanded a force of several dozen men, most of them levies from villages in the part of the Hold. I damn near met my end in that war. An old merry soldier ran me through with his blade and left me for dead. A healer named Joanne saved my life. He's been my closest friend ever since. I tell you, that man is a miracle worker. All right then.
Do yourself a favor and don't
Did you have any luck talking to my father?
Good for nothing at all.
I can't thank you enough, friend. I hope you'll come back to Rorikstead soon and pay me a visit. Maybe we can swap stories about our adventures over a mug of ale at the inn. All right, then.
So, you're finally back. Look, I've been patient, but you still owe me.
Got any sausages? I'm cooking this special
Oh, what's wrong? Did the engagement fall through? Look, how about we call it even, as long as you bring back the wedding ring? That's really a shame. I was so looking forward to the wedding. You said you'd have all the most interesting guests. You went right out to give it to your fiancé. Don't you even remember where you left him? And after you told me that sweet story of how you met in Witchmist Grove, I can see why he left you. How could you forget? It was the sweetest story I'd ever heard. You met at the full moon, under the biggest tree in Witchmist Grove, surrounded by fireflies. It was straight out of a storybook. You must have had a wild night if you can't remember that. But I suppose everyone gets the jitters before their wedding. And I did say you could take a bit of time paying me back. You said the ceremony was going to be at Morvenskar. Don't forget you still owe me. Farewell.
hurt you.
Go tell the commander. I'm sure the boot in your arse will take your mind off your troubles.
What are your thoughts on all this? I don't want some snotty elf telling me what gods I can and can't worship.
Lightning, you will suffer at my hands!
Can't hide from me. Cleared out of this.
Why do they need me to do this? We use magic weapons. I swear, they're making me do this for us.
Just getting jumpy, I guess.
Is someone there?
Drink all day and night, and what do I do?
You
I
work
work
the
the
forge. Must have been nothing.
Did you hear something? Must be my imagination. Must be my imagination. Must have been nothing.
Anybody there?
Must have been nothing.
Who's?
you're here. I was beginning to think you might not make it. I thought you might not remember your first trip here. You had a big night. I think you've definitely earned the staff. Oh, the Hagraven feather and so on. You can throw all those out. You see, I really just needed something to encourage you to go out into the world and spread merriment. And you did just that. I haven't been so entertained in at least 100 years. I am Sanguine, Daedric Prince of Debauchery. I know. How could I lie to you? Well, how could I trust you until we've shared a few drinks? But it wasn't long before I realized you'd make a more interesting bearer of my not-quite-holy staff than this waste of flesh. Let's be honest here. I don't always think my decisions through, but you're going places. Maybe a little influence from your old Uncle Sanguine could help adjust your course a bit. My pleasure, but I think it's time for you to go. No fun keeping you locked up in here with the staff.
Is that an amulet of Mara? I'm surprised someone like you.
Let me know if you see anything you like. Everything's for sale. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that. do come back.
Ah, a visitor. Old Rolden Inn has
If you drink too
hundreds of
much,
years of
you're
history.
out.
For
Drunks.
Mara have mercy, that gave me a fright. There's a ghost just wandering around my inn like it owned the place. Hjalti? I never heard of anyone named Hjalti. Tiber Septim had many names. Maybe that's one of them. Yes. I've heard stories that old Rolden was haunted, but no one's seen a ghost here since the Great War. He's from the battle, I just know it. He's one of Tiber Septim's soldiers, back from the dead. A sword? I remember a legend that Tiber Septim had attacked one of the enemy camps before he came to Old Rolden. It could be there. I'll mark it down on your map. Good day.
Change the linens myself. They're fresh.